IFCROW is a technique that I developed to assist children to make informed text selections. It was developed within the context of what I consider to be the overuse of levelled books. Very often levelled books are being used for purposes other than that for which they are intended. Levelled books are often being used for home reading, for instance, and that was never the intention. So in order to help teachers to move away from this overuse of levelled books, it was important that I developed this technique so that they could teach their children to consider things other than just the supposed level of the text or of their own reading abilities. And so with IFCROW, what the students are asked to consider is first off their interest in the text or the topic, because that's what I consider is really important in determining just the likelihood of them being successful with a particular book. Having considered their interest levels, the children then also consider their levels of familiarity, and these two things often go hand in hand. If somebody is interested in a particular topic, well then it's also at least somewhat likely that they'll also be somewhat familiar with things like the vocabulary associated with that topic. And so they consider their interest, their familiarity. Having done those things, they then also consider their levels of comfort or their confidence as they approach a text. So just having a quick flip through a few pages, considering, can they read and understand most of the words? Does the text look like something that they're going to be successful with? After considering their interest, familiarity and their comfort levels, they then consider their reason for wondering about a certain text. Is it likely that that reason or that purpose is going to be satisfied by this particular book? Are they looking for a particular answer, for instance? And if so, is it likely that that answer is going to be found within this particular text? Are they looking merely for an escape or some pleasurable reading? And is it likely that this text is going to be pleasurable for them? Having considered those things, the children then stop and give some consideration to what others are saying. Do they know other people who have read this particular book, and did they enjoy it? Has this particular book been recommended by somebody who thought that I might like it? It's important that we consider other people, because really, ultimately, even though it might often be an individual pursuit or an individual exercise to read, it is really a profoundly social act, and our choices and our experiences are often extremely impacted by the society or the culture in which we exist. So then students have considered their interests, their levels of familiarity, also their confidence or comfort, their reason for thinking about that text, and what others are also saying about the text. Having wondered about all of those things, the W in IFCROW is, do I still want to read this text? And I say, if so, IFCROW will then fly away with the text and start reading.